my advice to him is as he's moving up to his upcoming fight, make sure that he focus on speed. He focus on how to improve his strength and while maintaining the speed. Good fight. Good fight.
No.
Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength.
Okay, take a pic. Okay, you take a pic.
In a recent explosive interview, boxing legend Manny Pacquiao didn't hold back as he broke down the highly awaited showdown between Terence "Bud" Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Drawing from decades of experience in both welterweight and middleweight wars, Pacquiao offered a sharp strategic analysis of how the fight could unfold and which fighter holds the edge. With fans and analysts split down the middle,
If you were to fight, let's say Terence Crawford, what weight would you want to fight at?
147.
147 still?
Yeah.
All right, well, I think you might be watching this. This is going to make a little bit of news. Why don't you go ahead and challenge him right now?
Because my natural weight is 140, so I mean I'm just moving up to 147, so it's not to getting hard to reduce.
He says he wants to fight Canelo maybe at 168 pounds. Did you imagine him beating Canelo at that weight?
I don't know. Let's wait.
Pacquiao's insights are already making waves across the boxing world as the 8-division champion weighs in on power, speed, ring IQ, and the psychological warfare brewing between the two elite fighters. Manny Pacquiao cautioned Terence "Bud" Crawford about the peril of jumping 2 weight classes to face Canelo Alvarez. He drew from his 8-division championship experience and bluntly declared,
For Crawford, I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
I asked this because you did it with Margarito. You went to 54, and people were like, oh my God, this guy's so big, Margarito. But your speed made the difference in that fight. Well, what advice would you give a smaller guy like Crawford to fight someone like Canelo who's a lot bigger and stronger?
You know, preparing like that opponents, like is not only the speed, but you know the techniques that you can use in the fight. Like make sure that in your daily routine, training routine, like that, make sure that all the techniques, strategy, combination, like you know, it's accurate to your opponent's style. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you have a math exam tomorrow, you have to review right now a math subject. You don't need to review English subject or a science subject. You have to review math subject because tomorrow you're going to have a exam. You're going to exam a math subject. That's
a hard exam.
it's good for Canelo. Referencing how size and power at 168 lbs give Alvarez a clear edge, he urged Crawford to lean on elite speed, fluid style, and added strength, but warned bluntly that those assets may not offset the heavy shots and physicality of a naturally larger opponent. He noted the jump from Crawford's usual range into Alvarez's undisputed super middleweight realm demands disciplined footwork, high ring IQ, and intense training. In Pacquiao's view, Crawford must exceed his normal limits simply to stand in Alvarez's ring. And even then, the weight cliff looms ominously.
This fight now, but in the previous years you said it doesn't interest you because you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Majimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about.
Ultimately, Pacquiao's warning was clear. Moving up is no small gamble. This matchup is undoubtedly Crawford's one of the steepest tests at once transformative for legacy. The historic showdown is set to happen on September 13th, 2025 in Las Vegas.
He needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. Power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
I'll say he is the hardest, for sure. One of the fighters that hit very hard was Angulo. You know, he's a Cuban guy, and he punched very hard too, so I'll say both of them are like the same, but, you know, with Canelo, I was just mentally ready for his shots. You know, I already told myself, I know I'm going to get hit. I know I'm going to get hit on my chin, but it's, you know, I got to bite down on my mouthpiece and push. You know, and look what happened in the third round. I got hit with a left hook. I dropped. We'd be practicing in camp the whole time, you know, keeping my right hand to my chin, and I wound up just moving, and he connected right on my chin. And you see how I punched my glove. You know, that's like a thing for me when my last time when I got dropped, I was punching my gloves. I'm like, damn, I got hit with a shot. I'm not supposed to be on the floor. But, you know, it comes to boxing. You know, the greats done got dropped, you know, got hurt. But it's about how you come back. And
Crawford is jumping up 2 weight classes to challenge Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight crown, unifying the WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO, The Ring, and TBRB titles in a single bout that will stream live on Netflix. Crawford, now 4'10" with 31 knockouts,
fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean? You know?
Right, weight classes.
You know what?
Right?
Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power. And 3 more divisions, 2 more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He has a great defense. He has a good combination of punches. But I think the weight
has already dethroned elite opponents like Errol Spence Jr. and Israel Madrimov, and is on the verge of becoming the first male fighter in the 4-belt era to hold undisputed titles in 3 different weight divisions. Alvarez stands as a dominant force in the super middleweight division, boasting a professional record of 63 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws with 39 knockouts. His accolades include titles in 4 weight classes: super middleweight, middleweight, junior middleweight, and light heavyweight.
Who you beat, the monster thing is going to always follow him.
Terence is not taking a fight in between. He's like, I'm going to move up to 168. I'm going to take my time with that. Should we expect an upset, or are we going to see what most people are expecting in that fight if it does happen?
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that, you know, because most people looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart, Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it could be very interesting. If it's played wrong by either side, the other side will dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Let's say if Canelo wins, do you think people give Canelo credit because Bud is smaller? And if Bud wins, should he just retire and go on the sunset?
Bud definitely should retire if he wins. Canelo, no, you have unfinished business, bro. You can try to hide, you can try to run, but that monster thing, it ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. Even if you retire the rest of your career, the monster thing is not going anywhere because the monster was searching for you. He beat everything y'all sent at him in the process of trying to get to you. I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is going to always follow him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a time where he was saying, Benavidez was saying, you know what, I got to earn that Canelo shot. He earned that shot long time.
Notably, Alvarez became the first undisputed super middleweight champion in 2021 after defeating Caleb Plant. Boxing icon Juan Manuel Marquez openly expressed deep reservations over Crawford's decision to jump 2 weight classes and challenge Canelo Alvarez as a super middleweight. While praising Crawford's brilliance across 4 divisions, he warned the physical gap as overly steep. He pointed to Crawford's subdued speed and limited power at 154 lbs and questioned whether adding mass would compromise his fluidity. Marquez believes that without sudden gains in strength, Alvarez's natural 168 lb size will dominate.
Strength and conditioning. There's very few fighters that just train using skill. Train skills. Like George St. Pierre did that for a certain period of his career.
I wonder if there's anybody left in boxing who trains just using the gym skills. There were a lot of them when I was first involved in the sport who would never have touched a weight.
Right.
You know, they
they
subscribed totally to the notion that that was negative.
Right. And the worst case, I mean, they definitely did calisthenics, but that was it. It was just body weight exercises, you know, which brings us to Crawford, which I think is really interesting. The Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting. Fascinating.
Fascinating. Because how does Crawford compete with that size? And, you know, we have to recognize, okay, well, when Canelo fought Floyd, it was 152 pounds, right? So he had dropped down, which was a struggle for him, which is why Floyd was so brilliant in getting him to go down to 152, because he knew he would be drained.
Was it 52 or 54?
Although he respects Crawford's defensive acumen and sharp shooting combinations, Marquez insists weight divisions exist for a reason, and he sees this matchup as a reckless leap beyond sound boxing fundamentals. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. insists the Canelo versus Crawford bout will be decided not by Crawford moving up in weight, but by how Canelo fights. Back in February, he told the Ring magazine that if Alvarez does what he should, he'll win. But if he fights poorly, Crawford will seize the opportunity. Jones emphasized that Crawford must control the center of the ring to put pressure on Alvarez. And in June, Jones doubled down. Weight doesn't matter. What counts is whether Crawford can absorb Canelo's power.
If he were to accomplish that and beat Canelo Alvarez, become 3-time undisputed, is that top 10 greatest fighter to ever live? Like, that is incredible. Like, I don't think people... It's not like just becoming 3-time undisputed. You did that on your way. You destroyed Errol Spence, and then if you were to beat Canelo Alvarez, that is, brother, please. Does Crawford put up a better fight against Canelo than Charlo?
Hold on.
I'm saying coming from one, that is shameful.
No. Let's go to Super Chat. Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah. Got Canelo. Spaceman, that's my guy, though, man. That's the one I'm showing up.
Oh, yeah, I ain't doing this friendly. It's my show, damn it.
You're right.
I mean, me and show. It's still me and
brother, I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. And
you was back further than me.
Yeah.
I wasn't back that far, but you was back
Boom.
further.
Damn, how far was you? He was all the way up there?
Yeah, I was in the nosebleed. No, I was like...
Nah, you getting money. He got
but I'm...
He was comfy where he was at. He was comfy.
But I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches.
That's the only thing I worry about.
So how can you, a man coming from 147, I know he's a great man. Crawford is a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody can do better than...
When you're as skilled as Bud is, weight doesn't really matter much, Jones said. Jones warned Crawford against turning this into a foot race, saying, if you run from a big man, you give him all the confidence. That's stupid. In essence, Jones sees this fight as a battle of wits, a complex mental duel where controlling the center of the ring, timing, precision, and tactical discipline will determine the victor. It's boxing with the mind as much as with the fists. Jim Lampley leans toward Canelo Alvarez in this mega match, but emphasizes at every turn that Terence Crawford brings elite boxing ability that shouldn't be underestimated. Lampley notes Canelo's growth over the years, from early losses to Mayweather, and Bivol to now being one of boxing's most effective counterpunchers, with improved defensive timing and reinforced core strength that comes from unconventional training like horse riding. He respects Crawford's resume and compares his adaptability and offensive defense versatility to a modern Sugar Ray Robinson, noting how Crawford can switch stances and apply a ruthless mindset when needed.
Canelo versus Skull? Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time, one fight at a time.
What did you make of, I know you didn't say much on tonight, the effectiveness of William Skull? He came to go to decision as opposed to win the fight. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. He was boxing well, and then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches. He was just moving a lot.
Do you think that's a style you have to employ in points of the fight?
I don't know, because if you watch the style.
On the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Lampley broke down the size versus skill battle brewing between Terence and Canelo with sharp and clear framing. Despite Alvarez's clear size and strength edge, Lampley argued that Crawford can neutralize it only by boxing a near-perfect fight. That means toggling seamlessly between southpaw and orthodox, exploiting angles, controlling pace, and never getting flat-footed. Showiz the Adult, a popular boxing commentator, has also weighed in on the bout, expressing that while Crawford is immensely talented, he would need to triple his experience to handle a fighter like Canelo. This view highlights the difference in the types of opponents Canelo has faced and the sheer physicality of the fights he's been involved in at heavier weights, a level of experience Crawford has yet to encounter.